Question 1. How many different 8-letter words are possible using the letters of the word syllables? Now, generally, to find the different possible ways to arrange the letters of a word, it is the factorial of the number of letters in that word. So this would be 8 factorial. But then you can see that the letters L and S are repeated. So that means we have to divide by the factorials of both of those letters, and they're repeated twice. So that means that in this case, our answer would actually be 8 factorial over 2 factorial, 2 factorial. So the option C. Now, question 2 says we should evaluate these values that were given. So now we have 16 to the power 0.16 multiplied by 16 to the power 0.04 multiplied by 2 to the power 0.2. Now, the first thing you notice is that 16 is a multiple of 2. So we can rewrite both 16s as 2 to the power 4 and 2 to the power 4 respectively. Now, this form multiplies 0.16 and this form multiplies 0.04. So that now becomes 2 to the power 0.64, 2 to the power 0.16, and 2 to the power 0.2. Now you can notice that since all the bases are the same, we can use the law of indices. Now the law of indices for multiplication says that we add the powers when the bases are the same. So in this case, we add these 3 powers, and when you add them together, you get 2 to the power 1, which is 2. So our answer is option A. Question 3 says that let this asterisk and this power sign be 2 binary operations such that A asterisk B will be A squared multiplied by B and A power B will be 2A plus B, and then we're told to find the answers to this operation. Now, the first thing we'll do is that we'll take the first part we're given, which is minus 4 asterisk 2, and then using this operation definition that we're given, our A here is minus 4, so this becomes minus 4 squared multiplied by B, which is 2. So that becomes 16 times 2, which is 32. And then this 7 asterisk minus 1 becomes 7 squared multiplied by minus 1, which is 49 by minus 1, which is minus 49, right? So we'll now get the whole operation now, which is this power this. We already know what this is. This gave us 32. And we already know what this is. This gave us minus 49. For the second operation, it says that it is 2A plus B. Our A in this case now will be this, which is 32, and our B will be minus 49. So that will be 2 into 32 plus minus 49. And you know plus minus is minus, so that becomes 64 minus 49, which is 15. So our answer is option D. Question 4 says we should evaluate this integration here. So what to integrate between the limits 0 and 1. But we know that we can rewrite the cube root of x squared can be written as x to the power 2 over 3. So when we do that, we'll now integrate. Now to integrate this 4x, we know that if there's no power here, that means the power is 1. So we add 1 to it, which becomes 2, which is this 2 you see here. And then we divide by the new power, which we just got. So we divide by 2. When we divide by 2, the 2 cancels out from this 4, leaving us with 2. So that is how 4x becomes 2x squared. Now for this other side, is the same thing. When you add 1 to 2 over 3, you get 5 over 3, hence this 5 over 3. And then you divide by 5 over 3. Since you are dividing by 5 over 3, 3 goes up, multiplies the 6, becomes 18, and the 5 is down. Now remember that it is between the boundaries of 0 and 1. So now we'll substitute 1 and 0 respectively. When we substitute 1 into here, this becomes this. When we substitute 0 into here, it becomes this. And since this is 0, everything here becomes 0. And when you solve this, you're going to get negative 8.5. Negative 8 over 5. So negative 8 over 5 minus 0 will be negative 8 over 5. Meaning that our answer will be option B. Question 5 says that the population of a village decreased from 1,230 to 1,040 due to breakout of an epidemic. And it asks what is the percentage decrease in the population. Now, one thing I need to know is that percentage anything at all is that thing over the original times 100%. So, for example, percentage profit is profit over cost price because cost price is the original price. That's 100%. Percentage error will be error all over the original value times 100%, and so on and so forth. So, in this case now, for our percentage decrease, we'll first write out the parameters we're given. We're given the original population to be this, the new population to be this. So the decrease in our population will be 190. And so percentage decrease in population will be decrease in population all over original population multiplied by 100%. percent. And so we know that our decrease in population is 190. The original population is 1,230. When you multiply, you get 15.45%. And that is actually option D. Question 6 says that the interior angle of a regular polygon is 5 times the size of its exterior angle. We should identify the polygon. Now, the formula for the interior angle of a regular polygon is 2n minus 4 times 90 all over n, where n is actually the number of sides of the polygon. And for the exterior angle, is simply 360 all over n. And the question tells us that this internal angle is 5 times the exterior angle. So that means that it's going to look somewhat like this, right? So this n that are the denominators, since there's an n here in the denominator, the n here in the denominator, they cancel each other out. So that means that in this 2n minus 4 multiplied by 90 will be 5 times 360. So next thing we'll do is that we'll open these brackets. So it becomes 180n minus 360 equals to 1800. We take 360 from here to the other side, and this becomes 180n will be equals to 1800 plus 360, which is 2160. So n is simply 2160 all over 180. That means that this polygon actually has 12 sides, and a 12-sided polygon is what we call a dodecagon. So our answer is option A. Question 7 says the area A of a circle is increasing at a constant rate of 1.5 centimeters squared per second. And we should find the three significant figures the rate at which the radius r of the circle is increasing. So what they're basically asking us is the r over dt, because they want to find the rate at which the radius of the circle is increasing when the area of the circle is 2 centimeters squared. So now we're already told that the area is increasing, the rate at which the area is increasing per time is 1.5 centimeters squared. And like I mentioned earlier, we're looking for dr over dt, which we do not have. But we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. So dA over dr, differentiating a with respect to r will give us 2 pi r. This 2 comes down, we subtract 1 from here, and that remains 1. So that is 2 pi r. So dA over dr is 2 pi r. Now the question already told us that the area of the circle that we're solving for is 2 centimeters squared. So we include 2 centimeters squared, you replace it with a, that becomes 2 equals to pi r squared. And that means that the radius in this case will be 0.798. We take this pi down and then we find the square root. And when we do that, we get 0.798. So that is our radius of the new circle that the area is increasing 2 centimeters squared. So dr over dt, which is what we're looking for, will be dA over dt multiplied by dr over dA. So dA over dt we already know is 1.5. dr over dA is simply the reciprocal of dA over dr. So that's why this becomes 1 over 2 pi r. So we already got our r from here to be 0.798. We'll multiply all this together and we'll get our answer to be 0.299 centimeters per second. And that is option D. Question 8 says we should make x the subject of the formula, meaning that where this y is now, we want x to be the one there, right? So this is the equation we are given. Y is equals to 3x minus 9c all over 4x plus 5d. Now the first thing we'll do is called cross multiplication. So we take this 4x plus 5d upwards to join this y. So y into 4x plus 5d will be 3x minus 9c. And so next we open this bracket. So this becomes 4xy plus 5dy equals to 3x minus 9c. So we collect like terms. 3x comes this way, 5dy comes this way. So this is positive this way. When it comes here, it becomes negative. This positive this way. When it comes here, it becomes negative. So 4xy minus 3x will be minus 9c minus 5dy. So we'll factorize here because we're trying to look for x, right? So we'll bring out x, which makes this 4y minus 3. And so to get only x, we simply divide both sides by 4y minus 3. It cancels out here, and then our answer is option D, which is minus. And we also have to factorize the negative out. When you factorize the negative out, then what remains inside is positive. So our answer will be option D. Question 9. We are given this inequality equation and we're told to solve for x, right? So this is the equation. So the first thing we'll do is that we'll open the brackets, right? So this becomes 3x minus 3 less than or equal to 2x minus 6. So since we are solving for x, we correct like sense. If I take minus 3 this way, it becomes plus 3. So minus 6 plus 3 becomes minus 3. And then I take 2x this way. So this now becomes 3x minus 2x is less than or equal to minus 3. And only x will now be less than or equal to minus 3. And that is option A. Question 10. We're given a diagram above, and it is a circle with the centers C. The center is right here, C. And we're told that PQS are points on the circumference, and that PS and SR are tangents to the circle, So an angle PSR, that is this angle here, this S, yeah, is 36 degrees. And now we're to find PQR, so this angle right here. So this is a picture of the diagram. Now, if you look at this triangle PSR, just this triangle, this outer triangle here, you'll know that this line PS is equals to this line SR. And it's actually one of the theorems in a topic known as circle theorems. So I advise you to revisit that topic in your textbook, circle theorems. And one of the theorems says that if two tangents are drawn from an external point of the circle, so they are both drawn from the same point, so you can see this tangent here and this tangent here, then it says that they are of equal length. So that's how I know that this PS is equals to SR. So, and if two sides of a triangle are equal, what is that triangle called? Exactly, it's called an isosceles triangle. So now, since it's a triangle, we know that the sum of all the angles in that triangle will be what? 180 degrees. And we know that, like we said earlier, the side PS and the side SR are equal. So that means that the opposing angles too, so the angle that is opposite this angle, which is this angle, the angle that is opposite the angle that is opposite this side, which is this angle, these two angles are what? They are also equal. So that means that I can now say this PSR, which is this test, is plus 2, of SRP. Since SRP and SPR are the same, it doesn't matter which I take. So I took SRP, right? Will be equals to 180. So as you can see here now, angle PSR, which is this angle, plus 2 of any of this angle. If you say 2 of this one or 2 of this one, you'll be correct because they are both equal, right? Will be equals to 180 degrees. So that means that 2 of SRP alone will be 180 minus 36, which is 144. So SRP, which is this angle, is actually 72 degrees. But what we're looking for is this angle right here. That brings us to another theorem, circle theorem, that says that the angle that is formed by a tangent and a chord. Now we know that this is a chord, right? The angle that is formed by a tangent and a chord is equal to the angle of the alternate segments, right? So you know that a segment is an area of a circle that is bound by a chord and an arc. So for example, this is a minor segment and this other side is also called a major segment. So what this theorem is saying is that this angle here that is formed by this chord and this tangent, it is equal to the angle that is right here in the alternate segment. So that means that this angle we're looking for, which is PQR, is actually 72, which is option A.